everything that's wrong with America right now is definitely Trump's fault. Like, I mean, we can't make our own decisions. We can't dictate what we buy, what we sell, what we vote for. We can't do any of those things. Everything is Trump's fault. I know I kind of startled a couple people right there, but that is the sentiment of a whole lot of people out here in America. Everything that Trump does is wrong. Orange man bad. He can't get it right. But we're not looking at the deeper issues, like our voting, like who we put into office. What are we really advocating for? Could things be a little better? Could things be said differently? As I always hear, the delivery, it's the tone, it's the messenger. But we're going to just stick to facts and not feelings. So if you want to move those feelings to the side and actually get some real understanding, let's review a few of people debunking that everything that's wrong with America is Trump's fault. As always, sipper, sip X. Remember, pour your own problem. I can't do it for you. Let's start the show.
Hey, boss, he ain't working.
You might want to block me or scroll past this if you don't want to listen to me defend Trump. People need to listen to this. Gas prices right now are horrible. I'm not going to deny that. They're going up. They're supposed to drop. It has been a hellhole. Don't say it's because of our current president. Don't say it's Donald Trump's doing, because it's not. I hope you know, when a president back then F's up, that doesn't just change automatically. You can't just change it in a snap of a finger what another president messed up. And currently, our current president is having to fix our past president's issues. Biden killed U.S. energy. Iran, we cannot blame on Trump. Gas prices, we cannot blame on President Trump. A lot we cannot blame on him, but we are, because we don't know who else to blame. Well, let me tell you, we're going to blame Biden. Let's talk about what Biden did. Begging Iran and Venezuela and Saudi Arabia to produce more oil, nominated hostiles, far-left activists, killed 5-year offshore leasing programs, canceled Keystone XL pipeline. I can go on and on. That is what Biden did when he was our president. Those were our issues that we had with gas prices, with Iran war. But you know who our president is now? Trump. And he's trying to fix it. So we can't blame him on something he's trying to fix. Something that's not even in his doings, that was in his hands. Because if he was president back then, we wouldn't have had this issue. President Trump, I really do hope this whole thing can hurry up and you can fix it fast, because I hate the gas prices. But you are not to blame. Biden is to blame. Obama is to blame with Iran, with the war, with the gas prices, with more. The next time you say, well, President Trump fixed the gas prices because your doings, well, you don't know what you're talking about because not his doings. You might.
And I love her sentiment. And the reason why is this fact right here. Even when it comes down to not only our presidents, but our senators, our Congress, and our politicians across this nation, even mayors, governors, however you want to frame it, look at it from this perspective. How many times in your city, in your state, has something been kicked down the road for the next person to pick up the pieces and try to correct? Just weeks ago, in Pennsylvania, I believe, or no, I take that back. In New Jersey, the New Jersey governor found that illegals were on the voter rolls from a past administration. And now they're having to come in and correct. How many times do we see this abroad? The incompetence of past leadership or the incompetence of your now leadership. And guess what? the next person that comes to fall in line is going to have the same situations that we see President Trump have. And so I'm not saying he's done everything excellent, but what I can see and what it does show is the effort. Instead of kicking it down the can for the next president, let's solve for this now. Let's end our open borders. Let's end people just coming over here to have birth tourism. Let's change the identity of selling off all our businesses for cheap labor, foreign labor, right? Let's bring back businesses to America. Let's make America great again. No pun intended, but let's keep it going.
You know, one thing that I notice about the people that I know that are leftists, they love to bring up Trump and blame Trump any chance they can get. We could literally be talking about something that has nothing to do with politics, nothing at all, and they will find a way to weave that man's name in the conversation. Then when somebody like me comes up with a counter argument or challenges their belief or challenges something that they say, all of a sudden it's, I don't want to talk about politics anymore. This is why I don't like discussing politics. Oh, my friend, you were the one that brought it up. Were you not? It's one thing to not be a fan of the man. It's fine. But it's another thing to constantly be bringing that man's name up in subjects that have nothing to do with him at all. Okay, that's just flat out TDS.
The Democratic Party, and particularly white liberal women, pumped free sex feminism, sexual liberation, mass immigration, illegal aliens. This is breaking up families. They've been pumping this since the 1960s.
Sure, liberal's gonna liberal, but the thing you actually have to defend here is that Trump's a conservative. The guy, wait, did you guys vote for Trump by a show of hands? Who here voted for Trump? Are you guys all conservative?
Definitely.
Okay, so what is Trump conserving for you guys? I don't care what liberals are up to. How is he conservative?
Oh, well, hey, listen, you said you feel like Trump supporters have strayed away from conservative values, right?
By voting for Trump.
But that is the prompt. So as a Trump supporter, I'm going to tell you how I align with conservative values, because you just gave me a laundry list of something that a flawed human has done. I don't see Trump. And let me just tell you, I'm a black woman. I got good people in my family. I got killers in my family. Half the people in my family on my mom's side, the men are locked up in prison.
Would you point to them and go, that's a conservative man that I would vote for?
No, but let me just say what I have to say. You just gave me a laundry list of something that a flawed human has done. I'm going to tell you as a conservative, the values that I align with as a conservative. Number one, family structure, tradition, upholding traditions within society. That is very important so that we stay structured and that we have boundaries in society. We need that. I know what a community is like when it doesn't have a foundation, a core foundation of tradition.
Family and structure,
but these are the conservative values that I align
how does Trump
with,
embody that?
I feel like Trump and the administration and the things that they are enacting and activating, to me, those things protect certain things, like just the basic things like a man and a woman.
What does that have to do with
everything? That literally is the basis, is the nucleus of the family.
Can men and women
so when
not
you,
get married
but when you try to confuse people on what just the basic things of life are as a man and a woman.
The Democratic Party, and particularly white.
I mean, she spoke facts. I mean, a lot of people are lost out here. They believe in any and everything. And then when you make a stance, make a line in the sand, you're a bigot, you're biased. No. We live in a free country that you are awarded these things. I think people are missing the point when they say they are conservative and they voted for Trump. It's not that Trump is this perfect guy that we can grovel over, right? But what he wants for this country, I believe most Americans want. They may not say it out loud. They may not agree with everything that he does, because I surely don't. But the core values of what I see for myself, what I see for my children, what I see for my family and my friends, we all are looking and wanting the same thing because we all hold similar or about the same values. It may look different here and there, but overall, we have values that we want to keep intact or re-engage, right? And when I see liberals, when I see people leaning so left, most of the time they're leaning left and they don't even know it. They see the man, they hear the voice, but they're not listening to the message. And then on the other hand, when you hear Democrats or you hear liberals speaking, they're leaning more to them because of their disdain for Trump, not policy necessarily, not ideology. They're leaning more towards that without even having context or understanding the context of what they're even voting for. But I digress. Let's keep it going.
Trump's policies doesn't line up with his personality. The left's personality doesn't line up with their policies. And this is what people don't understand when it comes to Trump supporters, Republican voters versus left policies and being a Democrat. See, you have good people who are voting Democrat because they're not reading the policies. They like the person, but they're not paying attention to the policies. And this is why it's important to read. If you know in your right mind you do not agree with little boys being able to go to girls' bathrooms, why are you voting Democrat? If you don't believe in inappropriate curriculums being taught in schools as young as elementary ages, why are you voting Democrat? If you are pro-life and God is the center of your life and you know He is the creator of all things and that is where you stand, and you know that in His word He is against abortion as a believer, why are you voting Democrat? Oh, Trump. No. You're supposed to be paying attention to the policies. And see, this is what the mix-up is when it comes to believers. And this is what lets me know as a person, many believers are fake. Or they look at the outside instead of looking at the fruit of a person. You got to understand that it is so important to see what each of these people are about. And what they are about is written in their policies and what they vote on and what they say yay and nay to. Not how they talk, not how they go about. Just like I've mentioned him many times, Barack Obama, very charismatic, very captivating, very easy on the eyes, a beautiful colored man. But look at the things he has put in place. Look at all these LGBTQ legislations that has not helped America. Look at the propaganda legislation he put in place. See all of these things. Look at how he treated those who were dealing with Flint, Michigan water when he visited them. See? But he's captivating, easy on the eyes, light up a room. But look at the things he put into place that has hurt us as a society. And see, that's the biggest thing. What are the policies that will hurt us as a society? What are the things that will hurt us futuristically as time go on when it comes to the children and education and safety? These are the things you got to look at when you are voting. What does the policy say? Does this help America or does this hurt America? Does this make America vulnerable, or does this make us strong and aware? That's what we have to focus on. And like I said, a lot of believers have been voting for wickedness because the candidate was an angel of light. You're looking at how they act. And I will say this, I do believe over time, America has been programmed to really like a person by how they sell themselves, you know. So it's understandable to a certain degree how some believers fell into the trap of not realizing that what they were voting for is the very wickedness that they preach against on Sunday morning. But as I said, it is important to read the policies and see God does things well. He used foolish things to confound the wise. And the way Trump talk, the way Trump go about, how belligerent he can be, that man cares for the unborn. He cares for the Black community, Hispanic communities. He cares about putting money in these communities. He cares about our borders and America being safe. He believed that we should have Second Amendment rights, meaning we should have the right to protect ourselves against any harm or danger that may come our way in our neighborhoods, places of businesses, and all of that. But look at the way he is. But then when you look at the Democrats, they don't want you to have Second Amendment rights. They believe any and everybody should come over here any type of way. They believe people who are not citizens should be allowed to vote in our elections. Don't you see the danger in that? Would you allow someone in your home, you don't know their name, you don't know where they came from, but they're digging in your refrigerator? Absolutely not.
That's
But many of y'all have been trained and programmed to think that these things are wrong and crazy. And it's not. Y'all need to focus on the policies, not who's talking, because it's the policies that you're going to deal with in everyday life. These benefits and different things. Read these things. Look at these. Don't just, oh, the Save America Act, oh, he this, oh, he that. Read it. The big, beautiful plan, oh, Trump saying this. Read it. Read it so you can know what's going on. Okay?
and I love her sentiment, and I love how she just broke everything down. And a lot of people are waking up. And like I say, like I always, and I truly believe this. Reading is fundamental. Reading is fundamental. I love to read. I'm glad my young son, he loves to read, even though we're still on picture books and everything like that. But the bottom line is, we have to continue to educate ourselves and educate others, because believe it or not, wolf hide in sheep clothing. You also know the word says, strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter, right? Scatter the flock, right? And so understand that we've been programmed and lied to for a very, very long time. And for people to have this nuance of orange man bad, blame Trump, everything is Trump's fault, it's asinine, in my opinion, because it was people before him and it's going to be people after him. But look at the policies, read the policies, look what he's trying to instill back into America, especially when he brung in the tariffs, trying to get these companies to come back and invest into America instead of selling off our assets, selling off our data, selling off our labor to foreign entities. And so, with that being said, sippers, sippets, do you believe it's Trump's fault? Leave a comment below. Let me know how y'all feel about this sentiment. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It's your boy Mercy. I'm out.